Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Mervin. Thank you for joining us. In the headlines, health and safety of the island's contractors was the focus of a national consultation on Thursday. Government holds a national consultation on the development of child-friendly programs and policies in collaboration with UNICEF, and organizers of Trade and Employment Expo hailed the event a success. Stay first for details of these and other stories right after the break.
If you can believe this,
come by my house and let me show you some movies.
Why can't you believe this? Some mothers don't believe their own children when they say they've been sexually abused, and they don't report it. Remember, if anyone asks to see or touch their private parts, touches them inappropriately, shows them or forces them to touch one's private parts, has sex with them, shows them pornographic material, or deliberately lets them hear or see the act of sex, then it is sexual abuse. Believe your child and report the sexual abuse. For more information about child abuse, contact these agencies. This message brought to you by UNICEF and this station.
Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. The United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF Eastern Caribbean Area Office, in collaboration with the government of Dominica, hosted a one-day consultation on Wednesday in an effort to develop plans and policies expected to improve the lives of children in Dominica. Various government ministries, civil society, non-government organizations, and other stakeholders who share common interests in the well-being of children were present. Kin Sandy Lewin, representative of UNICEF of the Eastern Caribbean Area Office, indicated that the development of this country-specific program was a first for Dominica. She explained why this approach will be more effective as opposed to the existing multi-country program.
We are the only office in all of UNICEF globally to have one office covering many countries without country presence. So it is a challenge for us to make it very country specific. But after 2 years of implementation, we are realizing that unless a plan is owned and developed together, that ownership and that drive is not going to be as strong if we were just leaving it as a multi-country work plan.
A successful country-specific program has already been conducted in Trinidad, and moving on from Dominica, the first in the Eastern Caribbean, other Caribbean countries are expected to be specifically targeted. Honorable Gloria Shillingford, Minister for Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs, delivered a feature address at the consultation's opening ceremony. She said that although a lot has been done in the fight for the rights of children in Dominica, there is still a lot more to accomplish to ensure the well-being of children here.
Despite Dominica's reasonable progress in achieving the Millennium Development Goal, there will always be more work to be done with respect to the well-being of children, as well as fulfillment of obligations to them in keeping with the Convention on the Rights of the Child, to which Dominica is a signatory. Children account for approximately 39% of Dominica's population, and like any other country, continue to be one of the most vulnerable groups. As part of its national framework policy, government recognizes the need for more child-friendly policies, firstly to achieve compliance with the CRC for enhanced economic development and productivity, and for the general welfare and well-being of children in Dominica.
Honorable Shillingford highlighted government's work on implementing child-friendly policies and programs in the area of education, health, social protection, and the basic needs of children in Dominica. She mentioned the school feeding program, provision of textbooks and uniforms, and free healthcare as examples of such programs. This consultation allowed the UNICEF Eastern Caribbean team to assist Dominica in developing a strategic plan for creating greater synergies between the governments of the Eastern Caribbean and to create a work plan for Dominica for the period June 2013 to June 2016. Organizers of the recently held Trade and Employment Expo are calling the three-day event a success. Karen Prevost, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Employment, says she has gotten great reviews.
So far, I can say that the National Employment or the Trade and Employment Expo has gone very well. The reports have been very good over the last 3 days. I've just visited all of the booths, so I try to visit them every day, and the response was very good. I had a young lady tell me that she's very glad that she came here. She got a lot of exposure. She sold out all of the things that she had. She has contacts, she has orders for the Christmas. So I'm really happy that we were able to showcase what is locally made, what our small business people are doing here.
The Trade Expo, according to Prevost, has given ministry officials an insight into businesses that require further assistance.
Even walking around to the different booths, both the cabinet members and the technical officers within the ministry have been able to identify some of the businesses that we would need to assist. We've had the trade officers here from the Division of Trade who've been able to move around to the different manufacturers, talk to them about, you know, the export standards and where they need to be, give them information about markets. So overall, on the trade side, it has been very good.
Several workshops were conducted over the three-day period at the stadium, and according to Prevost, these were attended very well. The workshops included customer service, workplace etiquette, preparing a resume, among others. Students and unemployed persons took advantage of what the Trade and Employment Expo had to offer. Gloria Joseph, coordinator of the Trade and Employment Expo, stated that over 100 resumes were submitted to the National Employment Programs website soon after its launch.
In my estimation, successful based on the objective for which we had it. We were aiming to attract a lot of the unemployed and the job seekers, and to be able to help them to look at the opportunities that are there in the market, and also to get the inspiration as to how they should guide their further studies or development to be able to be well positioned for the job market. Whether they come to view exhibits and to purchase, that's one aspect of it, but a lot of them are about looking for jobs and finding out how they can get in on the internship programs and the mentorship programs that the government is offering. So in light of that, we've seen hundreds of young people, and also over our new commissioned website, the National Employment Program website, nep.gov.dm, we've had well over 100 resumes submitted. So that has been something, and we only commissioned the website yesterday morning. So that tells you that the numbers have been phenomenal.
What is that? Dominicans can expect an annual Trade and Employment Expo as the first of its kind proved to be an impactful one. The objective of getting the unemployed to come out and seek employment has been met. Alexander Stevenson, Executive Director of the Small Business Unit, says government must be commended for this bold initiative. A national consultation on health and safety in the construction industry took place at the APU Situation Room at the Princess Margaret Hospital on Thursday. The activity was hosted by the Environmental Health Department. Chief Environmental Health Officer Anthony Scotland told the start of the consultation that the consultation was organized to develop health and safety guidelines for people working in the construction industry.
The purpose of this guideline is to provide guidance to employees and employers on how work practices can be carried out on every activity in the construction industry to prevent accidents to the workers and the public in general. It is hoped that these guidelines will serve as a standard reference for developers, contractors, engineers, architects, designers, safety and health officers, and academia.
Ezra Fabian of the Dominica Builders and Contractors Association described Thursday's health and safety consultation for contractors as timely.
It would seem to me that this is the time and now to regulate the working environment, particularly the construction industry to health and safety. Many of us in the business of construction has had to face relatives with the bad news that somebody is not coming home today. We have had to transport seemingly lifeless worker and pay visit to the hospital and to their homes as a result of work-related accidents. This situation proves that it is morally wrong to keep workplace unsafe, and it does not even begin to address the financial and legal burdens of accidents at the workplace. We know the importance as contractors of safety in the workplace and the need for personal protective equipment and safe working procedures. So we are very happy to be part of this health and safety consultation today.
Fabian, in speaking to his colleagues, noted that while there is a cost attached to being safe on the construction site, it should not be overlooked as on-the-job injuries could be prevented.
We must think of which one is more costly. Hard hat or damaged call. Not too long ago on our job, we had somebody passing blocks on the second floor and a guy walking underneath the scaffold and a block broke, fell on his hard hat, caught his nose. If he did not have the hard hat, it would be worse. So which one is more expensive, the hard hat or a damaged call? Goggles or damaged eyes? Harness or broken spine? Sometimes we overlook the cost of PPE, personal protective equipment. And it is not only overlooked by contractors, it is also overlooked by consultants, which are the ones that prepare the budget for the client. And as a result, they pay little attention to safety on the site.
Fabian has recommended to government that it considers the removal of duties and protective equipment to make it attractive and affordable for employers and contractors to protect and enforce the use of safety equipment in the workplace. Fabian also called for the expansion of the Dominica Employment Safety Act to include all sectors, including the construction industry. Thursday's workshop was also addressed by POWER's Country Program Officer Shirley Augustine and the island's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. David Johnson. We will hear from their presentations in Friday's newscast. 31 young people from Bafa State and surrounding communities can now proudly boast that they have acquired a new skill. A 7-week skills training program, which began on September 16, was conducted to train interested adults in the areas of cake decorating, pastry making, sewing, and basic electricity. The training programs were organized by the Bafa State Development Committee in collaboration with the Adult Education Division. The aim of the skills training program was to create opportunities for persons to learn new skills or sharpen existing skills for self-employment or to earn additional income. At the certificate presentation ceremony on Wednesday, Francisca Joseph, Acting Adult Education Officer, said the mandate of the Adult Education Division goes beyond the teaching persons to read and write. She says the division is interested in helping adults acquire the necessary skills for all-round personal development and self-reliance. She encouraged participants to pass on the knowledge that they have received.
One thing I want to implore you, do not be selfish with the skill that you have received. Share it, because if the persons who shared their skill with you over the 7 weeks were selfish, then you wouldn't have benefited from this program.
A permanent secretary in the Ministry of Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs, Esther Thomas, pointed out that collaborative and participatory approach are crucial for community development. She praised the Barfested Development Committee for their initiative in spearheading this program and for liaising with the Adult Education Division. She also praised the participants for the interest shown in their own personal development and that of their communities.
I'm pleased that your presence here this afternoon is a reflection of your desire to improve your status in your community by being trained and skilled and to respond to your own needs, the needs of your family, the needs of your community, and the needs of your nation.
The participants shared their satisfaction with the program and expressed gratitude to the organizers and facilitators.
I never thought I could sew, and I tried my best, listen, go at home, try the paper patterns. It's a continuous thing. You always have to be trying, fail, try again. I know I messed up a lot of cloth, but then I finally got it.
All the participants in the decorating course were very cooperative, and I know everybody learned a lot because I learned I can make my own cake and decorate it any style, anything. So I will thank Adult Education in collaboration with the Barfested Development Committee for having the course in Barfested. And if anyone for you needs to have their cake decorated or anything, or you can check me.
I would like to encourage many younger persons who are interested to take an opportunity in the course next time, because I think it's a great course. Yes, and I would also like to thank the Adult Education Division and the Barfested Development Committee for this opportunity.
A visit by Dominica's president to the Grange Home for the Elderly in Portsmouth has given him a better appreciation for the work done at that institution. On Thursday, the president and his wife, as well as members of the President's Charities Foundation, paid an official visit to the home as part of the president's annual end-of-year visit to social institutions on the island. The Grange Home in Portsmouth, which is also referred to as the North District Home for the Aged, cares for elderly citizens from the Northern District of the island. His Excellency Charles Savre commended the staff of the Grange Home for the high level of commitment given to that institution.
It is very challenging, I am aware, and the people who give up their time to be here, the members of the board and the staff, because one does not expect that one can get a salary which meets all of one's needs in these charitable institutions. So even the paid staff are also contributing their time in a very worthwhile and charitable cause.
The president used his visit to make a formal presentation of a check to the management of the institution towards meeting expenses of the home. The wife of President Savre presented the check on behalf of the President's Charities Foundation. The president also presented the home with a consignment of milk. Following the presentation, the president and his wife were treated to a tour of the home. Proceeds of the 2013 President's Charities Dinner were presented to 19 social and needy institutions on the island. The president also visited the Portsmouth Hospital on Thursday. And that's it for the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole, non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre et puis membre Parlement pour Vieux-Cas, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, qui a fait parole qui autant développement déjà prend place en constituency là depuis ici membre Parlement. Honorable Skerritt fait parole celle-là pendant il adresse un town hall meeting pour discuter projet 1.3 million $ de l'eau qui doit se bâti système de l'eau neuf en communauté celle-là. Projet ça qui voit dégoûtant bâti un système bien formidable qui peut porter de l'eau pour la communauté là. Premier ministre a aussi mentionné projet chimère qui bâti Hot Blenheim pour Vieux-Cas qu'à Allegis Penville. Selon Premier ministre Skerritt, l'éducation aussi déjà reçue aux priorités. Et de tous ces développements là en parmi d'autres qu'a fait pendant la globalisation latérale à présent. Honorable Skerritt aussi mentionné plan pour bâtir un health center neuf pour communauté Viekaz. En notre nouvelle, département environ santé en collaboration et puis PARO, tient un workshop qui mettait attention à la sécurité pour travailler secteur construction. Plusieurs compagnies ensemble et puis travailler attendent workshop là, où là, ils tapent information bon standard industrie construction. Chef PARO en Dominique Shirley Augustin fait présentation mesures identifiées qui concernent problèmes en industrie là, pendant chef officier médical Dr. David Johnson parlait contre manière bagaille industrie là qui concerne le ministre de la Santé. Monsieur Sylvestre Senville, c'est grand officier département santé environ Dominique.
Nous avons regardé contre santé industrie construction là, où ça les gens qui travaillent en construction, ils exposés pour toute qualité maladie, qualité accident, où ça vous avez les scaffolds, vous avez les têtes cailles. So ça nous avons regardé contre Jodia, c'est regarder contre santé ces gens là qui est dans industry construction. Vous savez c'est une industrie qui pas ni oversight, canadien oversight, mais moun qui travaille en industrie ça, yo la vie toujours à dans wis. La vie yo toujours en wis pour injuries, pour tomber, pour couper, pour ces bagages ça là. So ça nous avons fait aujourd'hui, c'est garder compte guidelines, nous ça yo ni pour faire pour protéger la vie avec santé dans l'industrie ça là.
En notre nouvelle, département Inland Revenue qui a finalisé le plan d'implémentation service online, où la moun qui a une option file tax à online. Système 900 là qui voit moun faire business registration, déclaration ensemble et puis d'autres paiements online. Si l'on député chef département tax, Ian Anthony, taxpayers qui registrent pour service système 900 là. Anthony aussi fait parole qui a ce service système là, voyez un message pour moun qui a servi. Et aussi encourager le public là pour servir le système 900 là. Le public là qui tape opportunité pour payer moins si le système 900 là. Et puis finalement, customer de Wasco qui a de l'eau à you a coupé, quand a soulagement votre compagnie là pour mois décembre. Si l'officier relations publiques Edward Regis, ça c'est pas cadeau compagnie là pour customer saisonnier.
Dawasco a fait un effort pour nous ça mener soulagement si vous voulez dire ça bah moun qui tape quoi yo glo yo coupé n'importe glo te coupé si glo coupé à présent nous avons une opportunité pour ça venir dans Wasco avec parler bah nous avec nous paquet faire payer l'argent pour ça via mettre glo yo ka ça reconnection fees nous paquet pour payer ça comme ça c'est $100 avec nous avons tiré ça à ce bill là-bas avec à sous ça nous avons still faut payer moins l'argent parce que ça au cas de Dawasco nous avons tiré 15% en l'argent de que de Dawasco comme ça sous cas de Dawasco l'argent c'est pour ça yo coupé ou nous avons tiré à sous ça au cas de nous avec nous pas faut payer pour via mettre glo. Ça c'est une bonne opportunité nous avons ça venir avec ça parler ba nous en mois de décembre tout seul. Premier pour les derniers jours en mois de décembre nous avons une opportunité ça.
Messieurs mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Nous moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
Coming up next, your tip of the day.
Do you have uncovered water storage drums around your home? Do you dispose of old tires, cans, and old containers capable of holding water anywhere in your environment? Are you being bitten by mosquitoes, particularly at dusk and early morning? Do you keep houseplants in water? Do you spend your hard-earned cash to control mosquitoes? Has your community experienced dengue fever outbreaks? If your answer is yes to at least 3 questions above, you are at risk to dengue fever. Join the fight against dengue fever. The responsibility for a dengue-free Dominica lies with you. So, get rid of the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
As much as Christmas is a lovely time to catch up with all your friends and family, remember to take some time out for you. Take a few moments in the day to practice meditation or stress-relieving breathing techniques. We're conditioned to think that Christmas is all about giving, so how about taking the time to give to yourself as well this year? Don't get stressed out over Christmas present buying. Plan your shopping in advance, write a list of all the presents you need to buy, and avoid the frenzied crowds. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website at news.gov.dm. Friend us on our Facebook page and be sure to like our GIS Dominica fan page. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin, thank you so much for watching.